and their stink shall come up out of their carcasses.
There you go again. Their stink is going to come up, man. You know.
And it says, and the mountains, it's like it, and the mountains shall be melted with their blood. And verse 4, and all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll.
Now, how that's going to happen? That's going to happen from the ICBMs. And these nations, they also have nukes on their submarines. You know.
Hey, there's supposed to be a China aircraft
hit Florida, right?
It's supposed to be hitting any minute now. And somebody said something spiritual. They said, why is it not falling back where China is?
Right.
So, you know, hey, this could be like how they shoot it in the sky, where it lands, it lands. So Lord's will, it dropped somewhere today. You know, and that could be an act of war.
A banner.
Yep.
Today?
Yeah, they claim it's supposed to drop today, somewhere near Florida.
That's the spirit, because did you just see that the U.S. got cyber attacked?
Yes, the gas
pipeline.
Yep, they're gassed right now. Yep, they just got a cyber attack.
Oh, wow.
All their gas is jacked up.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
How that? Because they don't do,
Right. Hey, well,
line it up, if you will.
they just came out and said China was ready for war 5 years ago.
Oh, wow.
And they said they was going to use the CV. Y'all know what that is? They was going to use the CV as a part of a tactic.
Yep.
And the department just released it and said, well, so they're ready, man. You had Russia about to drop a nuke in 1968. So they're ready.
Yeah, that's heavy because now they got this whole Asian hate crime bill, this and that. So that's going to stir up the tension between Jake and Moab and Ammon over here. Yeah. But what about when those foreign troops come in? They're going to fuck Jake up.
Yep.
Because they're watching the videos of what Jake is doing to those people.
Yep. Hey, Lord's will, a spirit gets on Moab where they, threaten America for what they're doing to their people.
Yeah.
They should. That's your people.
Well, I saw another video where this lady in Canada was saying that there's Chinese troops in Canada.
Yes. Yeah, but she's completely locked down, and she can't get her baby no toys.
Nothing.
That's beautiful. So there's things happening in real time right now.
Spirit, man.
It's moving quick.
I'm gonna hop back in Joel 3. St. Joel 3 and verse 2, and it says, and will plead with them. We'll start back from the top. St. Joel 3 and verse 2, it says, I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat.
Hey, can I say something? It says he will gather them, but then we can precept that Matthew 24. They're being gathered through what? The rumors of war.
Yep.
They're not just sitting there eating fucking duck sauce and then going to the valley.
No.
Things are happening on a political level, money, gas, precious metals, sanctions. You got China being audited for hogging precious metals from America.
And also other nations, which they have been doing, but they're backing away from the dollar. They don't want to deal with the American dollar. They're making deals amongst themselves. Like I remember a few years back, China made a deal with Russia,
Yeah, big deals. And that's why you have inflation in America right now. Bread's up 11%, gas is up 22%, eggs is up 3%, bacon's up like 4%. All these things are rising because the dollar's collapsing.
And we can't forget about how China is a country that does a lot of importing from other nations.
Yep. So if they go to war and China can say, "Hey, we're not gonna bring goods in," so that's gonna they're gonna dry their ass out. So the Lord went from drying a river to drying the economic river of Babylon, which is through the importing and exporting of goods.
I believe there's a lot of containers that they can't bring in right now. So there's heavy shortages.
Well, there was a container that it was a country that they had to stay in the sea because they were waiting for the sanctions to get lifted. Because if not, all their shit would have been took.
Yeah.
So you might have some supplies stuck out in a tanker somewhere in the middle of the ocean, man.
Yeah, they're orchestrating the famine. You got Kill Bill buying up all the land. These different names. They're buying up all the foreign land.
Mm-hmm. That's the start of the fall of an empire. Is the economy. Yep. Once the economy go, everything else gonna crumble.
Yep.
This place is falling exactly how Rome fell, man.
Beautiful.
Back in St. Joel 3 and 2, and it says, and will plead with them, they're for my people and for my heritage Israel.
Right, so this whole thing is being done because of who? Because of Israel, man. Because of the 12 tribes. All right, because of the controversy of Zion.
Bro, it says every year, 3 times a year, we got to report to the Lord. There's things we got to do that we can't do in captivity.
What's that? The Passover, the Feast of Fruits,
the Feast of First Fruits, and the Feast of Ingathering. 3 times we're supposed to come together. Unleavened bread, ingathering, and the first fruits.
Then at that, all the males.
Yep. So, and remember, Moses was telling them, let them go so they may serve the Lord. So you got to think the Lord is doing this for his heritage because he gave us a heritage to live by. When you do this, and when your son asks, you tell him it was because of this.
Or a memorial.
A memorial.
You know?
Yep. So there's things we're supposed to be doing according to the law that we can't because the damn oppressor in the palace is keeping us. You know?
And it's back in St. Joel 3:2, and it says,
It's cool as we're like that woman, that damsel in distress, if you will, that princess in the castle.
Yeah.
You know?
Susanna. You know?
and it says, whom they have scattered among the nations and part of my land.
Yeah, we got scattered everywhere, man. We're scattered in the Philippines. We're scattered in Italy. We're scattered in even amongst Israel.
Yep.
Some of our people might look like Amalek. Yeah. You know, we're scattered amongst the Russians. You know, I remember a few years back I was watching one video of this Russian. He was rapping. I'm like, that's a Jake.
Yeah,
That's a nigga.
He looked like a straight up white boy.
Yeah. He was
Yeah.
with all the tats.
Probably as
Oh,
fuck.
shit.
Yeah.
He looked intimidating.
Yeah, he looked
Yeah.
intimidating.
And he was around none but niggas. You know, in a trap house hallway.
Bro, he had Hennessy in a truck on it. 20 focus on it. It's like, that's Jake.
That's only Jake.
Hey, you always bring up Iron Solomon.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. That's a Jake too. Yep.
Disaster.
Yep. Disaster. That's a Jake.
Hey, you got white boys that tell you like them ain't my people, man. They lame, they can't
Yep.
cook, they parties is whack. You know, them real Edomite, well, them real Israelite foreigners, they spirit bear witness with us.
Well, that's why a lot
You know what I mean?
of a lot of times you'll see a nigga woman with an Edomite, but you know, so he be a Jake sometimes. So she's with him, but he got that
soft.
niggerish mentality. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That thugging, and a lot of Israelite foreigners, they're with the shit, man.
Right.
You know, because that's their curse, if you will, not having their skin. So they got a tougher kind of man.
They got to go extra hard.
Yep, they got to go harder.
To fit in with those wicked Jakes.
Yep, yep. And we see it. You know.
St. Joel 3:3, and they have cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for an harlot.
Yeah, you can watch any slave movie. You can watch Drum. You can watch Django Unchained. You can watch Goodbye Uncle Tom. They sold us on Roots. Yeah, Roots is a very good one. They sold us on auction blocks, man. You know, our men, our women, our children, they separated the families. The Lord is pissed off, man. You know?
Yeah, it says gave lots. You got to think, like when you watch Roots, they would hire, like the people that were taking the slaves, they weren't owning the slaves. They were hired by a king or someone to travel. You see, so they would have lots, meaning like, all right, I'm gonna take these and we're gonna bring them here, and you take some of them and bring them there. You know what I mean? It wasn't like they all just went to America. It was different plots. You had certain Jakes went certain islands. You know, it was different ports. You know.
Yeah, it's called the triangular slave trade.
Yep.
I believe 94% of the slaves went to South America. Some of the first free, how you said, it wasn't in Haiti. Like the first successful slave revolts, they were in South America. I believe only 6% came to North America. You know.
Even on Kunta, they was remember they staged a revolt. And they was close as hell too. You know, we get it, but they were close as hell, man. And they were showing you Jake just wasn't in a beaten, chained up. Kunta was fighting, man.
Yeah.
That's why they had to have a chain. He was fighting. What they called Django Unchained.
Yeah, Django Unchained.
And look at him when he was unchanged. Hey, you want to see something? You know, because Jake, their spirit was, you know, still in them.
Well, that's part of the curses. They shall put a yoke of iron on your neck. You know, gonna
Yeah.
bind you with fetters.
Yeah.
Shall have no might in your hand.
And now that yoke of iron went from the hands, you know, to your wrist, but not only your wrist, but your pockets.
Yep.
You know, that yoke of iron's on your pocket, man.
Usury.
Yep, usury interest. That's none but interest, you know?
Student loans, child support. That's usury.
Wicked. The nigga will hit you with a bill that you don't even remember doing.
Right.
Hospital bills.
Yeah, hospital. I got served in the hospital, you shiesty niggas. I'm in the hospital dying. This woman came in, are you such and such? I'm like, yeah, thinking it's a nurse, bitch dropped a letter on me. May the Most High destroy her slowly.
Right.
You know, came to my house 8 o'clock at night to drop a, you know, an unrighteous decree. I don't even remember doing this. You know, Esau's he's a terrible being, bro. He's terrible.
And that's why I say he that has shown no mercy will get no mercy.
Yep. Yep. And that's why ultimately going in, all these sanctuaries, when America really starts getting hit, ain't no real nation gonna step up and we're here to help.
Yeah.
Well, it says he has a sheep that no man taketh up.
Yep.
And nobody gonna help him.
Yep. They ain't gonna want to help him. And Esau did it to himself. He burns the bridges and then taxes you to rebuild it so he can walk across it.
Yep.
He's the troll underneath the damn
And
bridge.
then when he walks across the bridge, he sets up his banking system and then puts usury on your ass.
Cut us out. What's that movie back on Wilson? What was the movie we watched where he was chasing him and his family?
No Escape.
There's a movie called No Escape. Was it in South America?
It's like the Philippines. Something like that.
In the movie, this Edomite Owen Wilson was there with his family, all happy, and the people were revolting because they were like he was messing up their water, but he didn't know that what he was doing it. That's how Esau does. Like in the movie Dick and Jane, they promoted Jim Carrey, but he didn't know the shit was about to go down. So in the movie, they're chasing him, about to rape his wife, killing any Edomite they see, because they're like, you're the problem. We don't want any Americans in our land no more. And then punk ass 007, James Bond punk ass, who was a secret economic hitman. He told him, he said, hey, what do you expect? We came in, we took over their land, we took their water. Wouldn't you be mad too? So they're showing you in the movie what America does when he puts his ass over in another land. Like you got an Edomite right now who's about to get his ass fucking caned to death because he got a little Thailand woman pregnant. And then he stabs her to death. But then you think you're going to go over there and get treatment like you do here in America? Oh, over in Italy, two teenage Edomites got fucking life because they killed a cop. I'm like, good, man. Take their ass out. Oh, and you got in Iran coming out in America like, yeah, we got some of your fucking soldiers, and America's trying to do backdoor deals to get them back secretly because they don't want the American people to know we got a Guantanamo Bay too. Nigga.
They gave them a few $1 billion.
Yep.
And then when they said it, we didn't do that. They came directly from Iran. Of course they would know.
Yep.
You know?
See?
But that shows you America's falling, because back in the day, they'll forcefully say, give us our people, or we're gonna, you know what I mean? We're going to go over there and retract.
We don't
negotiate with terrorists.
Yeah, what's going on
He
now?
came up with that word.
Right. He is the damn terrorist.
You're right.
He's the one that you do not negotiate with.
Right.
You never trust our enemy.
Yep. And these nations are seeing it. Like the brother said earlier, that vibration that we're putting out through the spirit, starting with our elders and apostles, it's pushing that vibration, And you never know, the Lord could have a high up official come across these videos. And he's what are they saying? He said America's gonna be destroyed.
Where he said negates the nobles.
Yep. What's a good example? Go into the Josephus. We can go into it. Chapter 11. Daniel went to the high priest and was told that it was him that was going to mess up the Persians. And you know what he did? He smiled and then he blessed them.
Alexander said Alexander the Great.
Yeah, but he went into the book of Daniel. Salakia. Alexander the Thwada. In chapter 11 of Josephus, Alexander the Great went to the high priest and they opened up the book of Daniel and showed him in the 8th chapter, this is you.
Yeah,
and he smiled.
Yep, he broke it down to him.
He was happy, and guess what? He gave them autonomy. In so much the punk-ass scumbag Samaritans tried claiming they were Jews too.
Yeah.
And he said, I only gave it to the Hebrews, not you.
So he knew the difference.
So my point is, you could have a high-up ruler come across a video of us breaking down America be destroyed. We don't say God, we say Russia. We say Iran. We letting the ancient Persians know. The Lord can come across a video.
Look at Yahushua and Herod. Yahushua's firstborn. Why was Herod trying to slay all the firstborns of Israel? Yahushua was born.
Yep.
Because they didn't do the prophecy.
Yep. Yep. He knew the prophecy. Beautiful point. See?
He knew the vibes.
See? So that proves that we, as esteeming to be men of the Lord and prophesizing in the Spirit, we're not out here to just be like, yeah, devil. You're going. No, we're here. We're in the Spirit. We're professionals. Hey, brothers don't see behind the camera. People walk by all day. There was a gook that walked by. Hey, you got it, brother. That ain't Kim. And maybe if it was Kim, we'd put his ass on. You know what I'm saying? But so the point is, we're going to the nobles. To the
Kim is cool with Jake.
Yeah. He got the tight fades. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, bottle of Henny, I believe.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah. Kim cool with us. See? And that's what proves why in the times coming, you know, we could be charged with certain, you know, federal laws because they would consider that like a treason, you know.
Yeah.
What's that? Act of terrorism. Because we're not speaking on a citizen level. We're speaking continent. You know, we're speaking on a higher level, not just the average peon throughout. That don't mean nothing. That's just fuel for the fire. We talk about the men that can orchestrate and have the bomb push, the button pushed, you know?
I got a quick precept. Saint Isaiah chapter 13 and verse, I'm starting verse 1 to verse 2. It says, the burden of Babylon, which Isaiah, the son of Amos, did see.
Right, Babylon is America, man. And the burden is going to be destroyed by nuclear fire, man. The burden is people are going to starve here. Jacob's trouble going to happen here. Wild animals are going to be let loose. The plagues that hit Egypt, the plagues that's going to hit America is going to outdo those plagues, man.
Verse 2.
Well, if that, you know, it proves that one of the curses is, I will put all the plagues of Egypt and what's not written.
Yep, and what's not written.
You see? So
and also Deuteronomy 30:7, all these curses that I put on you are going to be put on your enemies.
Yep.
Right. You know?
Yep. And Esau's hiding about that flesh-eating bacteria. He's hiding the zombie deer.
Yeah.
But now they're talking about zombies, but not the zombie deer.
Yeah.
You know?
Or didn't they put on the news the 5 worst cities to survive a zombie apocalypse?
Yeah. Yep.
Which was New York City, San Bernardino, Chicago,
Tampa. Yeah. And Florida was the major city that they kept replaying the salt bath incident when the dude was eating the other guy's face.
Now, speaking of Florida, you had Kill Bill again. He's at it again. He released genetically modified mosquitoes.
And guess why though? Florida is a free state right now. They're mask free. Oh shit! I don't gotta watch what I say. I was about to go all in, but they're all free. Yeah. You know, they're free men. So they're gonna use these states that are claiming autonomy from the system, succeeding like Texas, and watch out for the NRA with Texas. They filed for bankruptcy to leave New York, and then they tiptoed all the way down to Texas. You know, but anyways, watch out for them. These free states, Esau could drop something in and be like, see, because they weren't doing this, now they're worse. And then that'll be attack on that state, and then they're going to have to what? Fight against it. City against city, Egyptian versus Egyptian.
Yep. And also, you got a thing called blue states and red states. Blue states is the Republican, I believe. No, it's like it's the Democrats, and the red states is the Republicans. You know?
That's beautiful you said that, because a lot of people are leaving New York and California in droves. There's a mass exodus from these states. And where are they going? To those red states where they can legally carry a gun, where they don't have to wear a mask, where they don't have to get that damn shot.
In North Carolina, they just passed the law. You don't need a pistol permit. Remember that back in the day, that was the major thing. You get a little shotgun, you know, whatever. But back then, it was like a pistol. That was the hardest thing to get. And now they were in North Carolina. You don't even need a permit to get one.
Also Texas either.
So they're telling you strap up.
Yeah.
They're telling you strap. Esau's going to play a major part in the insurrection against what you know as the government. Yeah. And the sedition will be charged on us because we're the ones telling you, but they're the ones that are going to lead the revolt.
Shit is going to get real. You have a lot of states that are passing rights to where if a trucker hits a crowd of protesters, they good. You know, so that might be a false flag right there.
Yep.
People are marching for Ma'Khia Bryant in a fucking 18-wheeler plow.
Which is a cop. You know? Which they showed you in New York City. Remember, they found out that it was cops that were hitting people with an unmarked vehicle. Oh, and there's a video out. I was so excited. Literally, an Edomite ran over another person. He hopped out with his pistol, and like 8 people had vests on, and they literally were like, you know, you got a gun, he got a gun, and you go like that, you know what's the aftermath. So the Lord is showing you that sword that they're carrying, they're about to start cutting. And that's the prophecy. Swords in their hand. So you're seeing a great revolt, great insurrections, great rebellion. The spirit of uproars of the people, it just keeps circulating. But it's a snowball, and it's getting bigger and bigger until it just don't stop. You got certain states, Portland, you know what I mean, where they just keep going.
I was going to say, you know, the past month, you know, every day probably let you wake up, and it's been mass shootings.
Yep.
You know, and everywhere, like little spots, but you know, it's been mass shootings. Like aside from Andrew Brown, who's the other guy with Derek Chauvin?
Yep.
In this past month alone, or last month, you know, every day you probably woke up, or throughout the week, it's been mass shootings.
Yeah.
Every morning, the Lord's judgment comes to light.
That's right.
See?
Got that.
Yeah.
They just interviewed Harry Belafonte, old Jake from back in the day. If you ever heard of Harry
Belafonte? Yeah. The singer?
Yeah.
I got his
Banana
record.
Boat.
Yeah, I got his vinyl.
He said that this is the worst racial tension he's seen. He's been in the civil rights shit. He said this is like one of the worst racial tensions that he's seen throughout his life.
Oh yeah, it's up there. It's higher than it's higher than not there.
It breaks, my man.
Screaming.
Oh.
It's higher than the Malcolm X days.
Yeah.
And Esau's a complete piece of shit because he don't care what's going on with Jake, but he's anti-hate or anti-Asian hate, but there ain't no anti-all hate.
And I think you did a video on it, right, brother? They passed that bill very quick.
Yeah, it was within a matter of days. They passed it.
Niggas don't got no bill passed.
You barely see certain places, right? Unless that bill's the mailman giving you a light bill.
You got served.
Yeah.
I got a quick article real quick. And it's off the website of naturalnews.com. And the title says a Civil War Part 2. And it says red states versus blue states. War nearly inevitable now.
Bloods and Crips.
Yep.
Blood,
glucose.
Yeah, there you go.
Those are heavy. Those are actually heavy Illuminati colors to divide people and to cause bloodshed.
And colors.
Even throwing up gang signs, that's actually witchcraft.
Yep. Speaking with his hands, his fingers.
I believe the Bloods, they throw up the 5-point star. That's Baphomet. The Crips throw up the 6-point star. That's the Star of Rimfam.
All the gangster disciples, and then they got the Star of Moloch, and they sacrifice each other to that.
The color of blood is blue when it's in the vein. Yep. Before it get oxygenated.
In certain parts. Yep. And then I was watching a video, and you had Alpha Omega Clan, or AOC. The dude teaching, he was a high priest. He said, if you touch me, I'll have you in Rikers, and I'll have the Gates disciples whoop your ass. Bet on that. I'm like, what? So you gotta watch too. These Jakes out here, man. A lot of these Israelites, they're gonna rip the fringes on and put a Velcro vest over.
Was that down there at IUIC in
It was in New York City.
Okay.
But that one, that's IUIC and ISPK. Yeah. He said it's Larry Hoover block.
Yeah, they were like gangbang. It's like damn.
Yeah, completely.
In the article it says welcome to the ... states of America. And it
Divided.
Yep. And it says we are no longer united, we are divided.
Well, the conception of America was off 13 colonies. You see? So they've always been divided because they were fighting who? Fellow Edomites. And they were getting their independence from a foreign Edomites, the Brits. So they've always been divided. And America was built off a satanic ritual because the Masons identified 13 with Satan.
Yep.
You see?
Friday the 13th.
Oh, Friday the 13th. See?
And it says divided by a fake endemic, I ain't gonna say the P word.
Right.
It says divided by gun control laws,
Yep.
divided by mass wearing laws, divided by a fake race war.
Yep. And also divided by the presidency. It's probably going to go into it. My bad. But this presidency is definitely dividing this country. There's a lot of people that still believe Trump is in office. Man.
Yeah.
They still move like he's in office. They still got the fucking Trump 2020 shirt on and shit. They still, when I be doing deliveries, they still have the sign up in their yard.
Yep.
Trump 2020, fuck Biden.
Still got their MAGA hats.
Yeah.
It says
Which MAGA is means witchcraft in Latin. So going back to the witchcraft, MAGA means, and MAGA is a 5th level witch. If you look into it.
Magi.
damn. It says divided by gender fluidity. Yeah, fluidity, the water.
Yeah.
Soft ass Americans.
Right, while Americans are fighting over if a boy is a boy or a girl is a girl, these other nations, they're getting their shit together, man. They're beating their plowshares into swords, right? Meaning they're putting all their money into their military might.
Yep. And they, one of the newscasters for like Fox, he said while America is experiencing wokeism, they're about to be overtaken.
I believe this brother, he did the lesson on it.
Oh, see?
the dude said on RT, he said while America's talking about it's Mr. Potato Head and transgender, and not, you know, we're talking about real news.
Yeah, yep.
You know, the media, the media through the spirit, man, in America, man, they're making Americans focus on things other than what's really happening.
Careless city, bro.
That's right.
Beautiful.
The careless city. That. Yep. Yep. Oh, keep going.
It says, divided by gender fluidity, madness, and perverted thoughts, divided by forced shuttering of businesses by tyranny.
Right, because this whole P word, that did like a body blow on America. Man. Shut down all the small businesses, put a lot of people out of work, made a lot of you motherfuckers lazy. Because I believe they're legalizing weed in New York.
They did.
Yeah, they did.
Okay, they did. But so now think about it. People have weed and they have unemployment. So they become too fucking complacent. Man. So just like the bus gonna bring out, they're dealing real carelessly. Man. You know?
This is.
It's gotten so bad to where now they're trying to make unemployment illegal in certain states.
Wow.
They had to force these motherfuckers off of it.
Wow.
No.
This is Zephaniah 2:15. This is the rejoicing city that dwelt carelessly.
Right, America. All right, people are very careless here, man. They got their drugs, they got their alcohol, they got clubs, they got their weed, they got weed. You know, they got everything at their disposal. And these fucking their fast food lines, they be around the corner. There's too much convenience here.
And now they can deliver it to your door.
DoorDash.
Yeah.
I'm gonna read it one more time for you. I got it. Yep, no, it's good. This is Zephaniah chapter 2, verse 15. This is the rejoicing city that dwelt carelessly.
Yeah, they don't have the worries of people in the Middle East got about being bombed. You know what I'm saying? About being invaded. You know, whether or not America's going to put sanctions on them. All right, people in America, they don't got the spirit of people overseas.
Yeah, when we see a aircraft, we're not. But over Syria, they got a phobia of a plane.
How does it say? Duck and cover.
Yeah. Yep. So you know, and because we don't really know how these other countries talk about America. You know, you got to really look, and you know what I'm saying. They really are talking about this place.
Well, they refer to it as the Great Satan. Yep. You know, when they speak about this place, they're calling it Great Satan. Right. That's spiritual.
Yeah. Hey, well, look on the movie The Equalizer when what's his name, the actor
Denzel.
Remember when he came to the Russians and the Russians was like, "You fucking Americans think you can just do anything you want."
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
But they still have ties with America because like Revelation the 18th chapter, you know, the merchant.
Yep.
You know, so they still have ties with them because they make money off this place, but they feel a certain type of way. If they weren't making money off of it,
it's business.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not pleasure with them.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's business with America. They have to.
Right.
You know, like they have to one way or another deal with them because they're the virgin daughter of Babylon. And it says, you too, brother. Zephaniah 2:15. That said in her heart, I am, and there is none else beside me. How is she become a desolation, a place for beasts to lie down in? Everyone that passes by her shall hiss and wag his hand.
Right. So at the splendor that this place once had, how much more the destruction that it's going to have. And other nations going to witness that, and that's going to fuck their head up, man. They're also going to wail and lament, like the brother said, because of the riches of this place, that they won't be able to make anymore.
Yeah. Hey, well, maybe that's why, you know, in Jericho they were tripping because they might have been making money with that Egypt.
Yeah.
You know, and they're like, damn, you know?
Back in the article, and this little board, it says, divided by forced shuttering of businesses by tyranny, it's all based on confusion, fake news, and fear.
Can you get that Isaiah 24? Confusion. This is the city of confusion, man. All right.
It is, because I just did a lesson and I entitled it, This is Why You Have to Be Spiritual. You got a guy named the Sperminator who single-handedly fathered over 100 children.
Sperm donor?
Yeah, through sperm, and a lot of them was a nice nigga woman, man. One bald-headed black woman with a long-gated hair black woman. And they got this guy in the middle, and you don't know what he is. He could be Middle Eastern, he could be an Edomite, he could be a Jake. But the point was, you know, like it was really going out like for you got a lot of guys, just because someone comes down looking black, I don't mean that's a Jake. or someone coming down looking white, that don't mean they're Edomite. You see, you got to be spiritual, man. You know, because this place promotes nothing but confusion. So if you're spiritually discerned, then you're completely confused, and you don't know what's what. You know.
That's why we have to walk into the spirit, because nothing is as what it seems.
Right.
You know.
Right.
The food ain't food. It's genetically modified. It's no seasoning. But you wouldn't know that unless you went into the scriptures. Like, you know, you may be older. You know.
Yeah.
Growing up now, you eat a grape. There's no seasoning. I remember eating grapes and we have to spit out the seeds.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
Watermelons. There's no season in watermelons.
Yep.
You know?
And then even now, like, even though it's still wicked when it says iniquity shall abound, when I was a kid, at least you knew it was a motherfucker, it was a man in the dress. Right. Now the man looks like a woman more than a woman walking around the street. And now they got this new trend because everything's all online. So the Jake, they'll be lusting after a woman and then they're pranking him. It's a dude. And this is funny? That's supposed to be funny? That shit's sick. That shit's completely sick, man. And they're promoting it like on Jake platforms. You know, to do what? Really ultimately get you to accept it. But shit, I did find it attractive. Sickos, bro. That's why I'm so happy this place is gonna burn.
Right.
But why do y'all bust you? Yeah.
All right. It says, yes, fear is big business. We learned about that when 2 skyscrapers plus Building 7 were brought to the ground with demolition accuracy. Or have you forgotten?
Right, let's talk about 9/11, which we know was an inside job, which we know the elites were of what, like across the way,
Across the river.
on
their skyscraper.
sipping blood, whatever.
Yeah. And then 2 planes hit 2 buildings. Well, guess what? Notre Dame, you are wrong, because they claimed that was a prediction, but 3 buildings fell that day.
Yep.
What about building number 7? You see, nobody ever, that's a cut. Because you have people to be like, that wasn't an inside job. Then how'd the 3rd building fall?
Well, how did the building fall? Because when the plane hit it, it looked like somebody set off the demolition.
Well, no planes hit it. There was no planes hit it. Yeah, see, they're coming out where it wasn't even a plane. It just exploded, and they showed a plane on the TV. All right?
That witchcraft. See, part of Esau's his power is his lies. Then he's able to use the green screen and all this shit to make you believe something that ain't even real. You know?
Yeah, because they claimed in the rubble they found Ishmael's passport. You found how? You found a passport in a pile?
It wasn't burnt. The name and everything was intact.
Come on, man.
Demolition. That's what it was, a demolition with 9/11. That's why they called all them fake Jews out. Don't come in to work.
Yeah, they called in.
And then, for a building to fall like that, first off, the foundation of a building is at the bottom. So how can a plane at the top make a whole building from
Right? It should have hit the bottom.
Right.
That's a good point.
It should have been in half.
There was a building in Spain that it got a fire exploded. The top floor, it was burning for like forever. Never failed.
Yep. There was a plane that hit a building before and it didn't fall. And another fun fact, which I can't remember his name. I can't remember. But anyways, the guy who owned those buildings was a week or 2 weeks before he did a terrorist insurance. And because 2 buildings fell, he got paid twice.